Hi, I'm Shelley Stanger Nelson, the founder and president of Rukhaacademy of Healing Arts and Science. And I'm out here at the Minnesota Landscape Arboretum to talk to you about the last of our four-part series on the four phases of the creative wave: expansion, stasis, contraction, and stasis. And remember that we're using nature as a metaphor, as a teaching tool for the way nature expands, contracts, and goes into stasis in the same way that we do. So we are in springtime, which is equivalent to the expansion stage of the creative wave. So we've gone through this deep stasis period of winter. Here in Minnesota and all North America, you know that we went through a very deep winter phase, a very deep stage of stasis. And in that stasis stage of winter, everything goes inside in nature, gets very quiet, but it's only quiet from the outside. On the inside, things are kind of gearing up. They're finding energy reserves. They're starting to make fuel for in the springtime. That fuel comes out and expands outward, and we see things like blooming crab trees and exploding bushes and shrubs and flowers. So nature is expanding that energy outward with its fuel and energy expressing itself. Again, what I'm trying to illustrate for all of us is we must look inward to our own psychological landscape, just like the landscape of the earth, and realize that our bodies, our energy system, and our psyches go through these cyclical phases where we have experiences of great expansion, where our creative ideas, our creative thoughts, our creative energy expands out, and wow, we're just creating things and everything hums along. We then have to go into a natural stasis phase, equivalent to summer, where that expansion just sort of hums and everybody looks and goes, wow, it's working. Everything's there. I see it happening. After that, we start to contract. So the creative flow, our ideas, our manifestations start to slow down and turn inward. Okay, so your business might slow down a little bit, or your energy might slow down, or your emotions might slow down, or your relationships might slow down, going into contraction. What happens is a lot of people say, I don't want to have that happen. I want to have the fun part. Well, if you resist the contraction, what's going to happen is you're going to avoid then that all important stasis phase equivalent to winter, where we're refueling and working up the juices again for the next springtime, where we get to take everything and bring it out even more magnificently. So I'm going to sign off. What I'd like you to consider, though, is to really pay attention of the creative wave in your life and try to avoid resisting that expansion. Some people don't like that. They say, oh, I'd rather hide. Try to resist any of the phases, whether it's expanding or stasis quiet, or the contraction going inward to build more fuel for your next expansion. And I will see you next week. And so it is. Bye-bye.